and Sinha, who is joining me today. And today we will be discussing about the budget which has been presented. And this budget, whenever you're going to talk about it, we can't discuss it in length. So we are just going to deal with the salient points which will be helpful to the students for their lecture or any of the group discussions.
Right, so basically this is the Amrit Kal budget. What exactly we mean by Amrit Kal is that where will India be 2047? So unless we start focusing with budget, we cannot reach there.
That's right.
Our Prime Minister wants us to be a developed state by 2047 when we reach, and it looks very much like. So we'll not go into too much of detail. We'll be just touching the salient points which will be helping all of you.
Absolutely right. And again, I'm so much surprised this time that earlier we've been thinking about 5 years plans. But this plan which is going to support for the next 25 years.
That's what the Chinese do. They think 50 years ahead.
Exactly.
But then luckily, last a decade, we are steadily coming towards what is really going to give us a push.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about what are the 7 pillars of the...
Right.
Okay.
Okay, Ranjit. Now this year's budget which has been announced, the total outlay is 45,03,097 crores.
Very heartening.
Very heartening to know that. Really.
Right. So now this is going to be spent on 7 pillars. We're going to talk about 7 pillars. First is inclusive development, which means that the development is not only for the up or lower people, it's inclusive throughout.
Exactly.
We'll be coming to details of that. Yeah.
And next is the reaching the last mile. That means the Prime Minister wants to reach the last person in the corner of the India.
That is what Gandhiji's dream was.
Exactly.
So now coming to third pillar, it is infrastructure and investment.
This basically is going to help India till it becomes a developed country, and after that, sky is the limit.
Sky is the limit. Right.
Next is the unleashing of the potential that is there in India, which has to be unleashed so that we keep on growing.
Right. The fifth pillar is green growth. Now, green growth, as we know that by 2070, India has already promised to the world that the carbon footprint will not be there, so it has to be worked out now. Yeah.
Next is the youth power. Imagine we have got the youngest population.
That's very interesting.
And China is scared of that. Not only China, rest of the world.
Rest of the world, if we utilize this youth power. So youth power being one of the pillar, there is the 6th pillar, and the 7th and final is the financial sector, which of course everybody looks forward to in the budget.
Right. So Ranjit, let's now go on to the major expenses which have been outlined in the budget.
Right.
Okay, Ranjit, now talking about the major expenses, the first is the development of the pharma industry. Imagine government has increased it how many fold from 100 crores last year to
12.5 times.
Yes.
Basically because we have become the pharma of the world. Let's get down to another very important things in life, that is water. Jal Jeevan Mission.
Exactly.
Now if you have to provide water tap to every household, then
the government has, as it has done tremendous amount of job, and additional 10,000
to maintain
10 crores more.
The third point that comes is Eklavya Model Residential School. The Adivasis and they have been neglected a lot, and they badly wanted. So you will see that it is not even double; it's almost 3 times the money that is.
Exactly.
Right.
Next is the faster manufacturing of electric vehicles. Can you imagine, Ranjit? It has been increased again almost by 100%.
And this is the time when the budget had come out, we had not found out the amount of lithium that we have got.
Exactly.
So now this amalgamated with that find, can you believe where we are going to reach?
Yes.
And we are going to, our export is going to improve. Sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next is the Prime Minister's Awas Yojana, taking care of the people who don't have houses.
Very rightly. So they deserve it.
And the next one is the Northeast Special Infrastructure.
Yeah.
Imagine the Northeast sector was neglected for quite some time, and with this infrastructure development there is going to help the people of
Insurgents against insurgents.
Just imagine, yes.
Right, and it is going to help us in Look East policy also.
As well.
So 1,000 crore extra. Right, now coming down to energy. You and I know that if there is something which is going to take the country to where it ought to reach, it is the energy sector, and that's why there's a quantum jump from 7,000 odd crore to 10,222 crore.
Imagine. Yes,
Yeah.
and this is basically because we are going to be a exporting country.
That's true.
And our manufacturing capability.
And if you give enough money, which they have given,
Exactly.
that means the liability of crude oil dependence, that is all going to go.
Absolutely.
Right? That's going to reduce humongously.
Yes. Coming on to the expenditure on the defense, it is increased by almost 13%.
But this has not to be taken that this is going to be only this much. Our government knows that where there is going to be a major acquisition, they will muster that money. This is for normal day to day.
Right. Then next is the Ministry of Road and Transport. Imagine Nitin Gadkari getting 100 times more money
Yeah.
for the roads.
Yeah, right, very right. I would like to see this Ministry of Road and Transport along with Ministry of Railways, which has been given almost 1 lakh crore more.
Exactly.
And if you see both the road and the railway in conjunction, then you will know how much the goods and services and human beings were to shift from one place to another place.
Right. So these are the highlights of the budget, which all
Major
students-
expenses.
Major expenses,
Right.
which all students should remember.
These are the points that all students must remember.
Right. So we have so far discussed the highlights of the major expenses which were outlined in the budget, which every student should remember.
For the purpose of their examination.
Absolutely.
Now the details of the 7 pillars we will be showing you in the subsequent episodes,
Yeah.
so that you can understand it well. Thank you.